happening? This is the Blue Review. Okay, let's check out what people have to say. We're going to get into the pen. We're going to get into Julio Urias. We're going to get into Cody Bellinger. But I want to read what you guys have to say. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Blue Review. I am Greg Bergman. You can find me on Instagram at BergmanGreg and on Twitter at BergmanGreg. And you are watching live from either the ESPN Los Angeles Periscope account. You could be on my personal own platforms. You can be at BergmanGreg on Instagram, Greg Bergman on Facebook, Greg Bergman, it's twitch.tv/Greg Bergman, and youtube.com. And now on YouTube, you just got to find me. I don't have 100 subscribers yet, so if you could, please go to YouTube and just type in Greg Bergman Blue Review. You'll see me and all my stuff, and go on there and just hit that subscribe button, because once I get to 100, I can have just a full-on... I can have a have a youtube.com/Greg Bergman, and then it's all easy from there. So let's do all that. And what's up, Dodger Rebel? What's up, everybody? Thank you very, very much for being here on the Blue Review. And I'm going to try and do a couple things at once. And I'm going to tell you something right off the bat. I'm not even going to lie to you. So I have been doing this new diet thing that is making me a little bit tired recently, and I'm not eating any added sugar, I'm not eating any gluten, I'm not drinking alcohol, and what is the other thing? Oh, no dairy and none of those kinds of things. So it has just been driving me absolutely crazy, and I don't get to eat very much, so I'm a little bit off my sorts here right now until I can start figuring this whole crazy thing out just a little bit. And also, I gotta say, we're going to talk about the game today, especially, and about how Tony Gonsolin got his first start today. It did not go the way that he planned, that's for sure. But we're going to get into a little bit about that. I was in the middle of the show. The game started at 12:40, and I was in the middle of Mason and Ireland. I did have the stream up, but I didn't get to pay full attention. So how it all happened in that first inning, where Gonsolin gave up 4 runs, or 3 runs, and only one of them was earned, something along those lines. I did not see exactly how it went down. I just know that it was a poor performance, but we just need to know that poor performances don't always turn into bad careers, so it's just a one-off for that. Golden Knight, what's up, Golden Knight? This is weird. Golden Knight is on my stream right now talking to me. However, he is supposed to be doing a podcast right now, but Ray El Barbone is also for Showtime Forum, but he is not feeling well, so he gets to come and listen to me talk baseball on the Blue Review. So thanks a lot, Golden. I appreciate you, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Man, I just ate ice cream. That goes against everything you just mentioned that you aren't eating. Yeah, man, I miss ice cream. That was the thing that I did when I went home. We would go across the street to Rite Aid, and I'd go get some chocolate chip cookie dough, and I get 2 big old scoops of it, and it's so tasty, and I love every bit of it, but I can't have it, so that's too terrible. And before I start getting into the actual Dodgers stuff, because there is a lot to get into, we are halfway through the season, actually 1 game over halfway through the season now, but right now, so I want to talk about this shirt. The shirt is what it's all about. This Rojo Chingon shirt from Bleed Los. This is from Bleed Los. Extremely comfortable, soft. This has been through the wash now at least 3-4 times, and it still has that perfect blue color. Everything looks good here. It all is doing really, really well, and it fits absolutely perfect. This is a shirt that I wear around all the time. So go to Bleed Los on Instagram and on Twitter, and they will have all the shirts that you're looking for. If you're looking for that Max Muncy, go get it out of the ocean when he was talking to Madison Bumgarner, you can go get that shirt at Bleed Low. So go over there immediately and go get that. So, and thank you very much to always being there for me, Bleed Los. All right, now let's get into just a few things about the actual Dodgers. So the Dodgers are now 55-27, and what I like to do each week is the way we look at this is last week when I came on here on a Wednesday they were 50-27. The Dodgers were 50-27. And now there are 50 or 5. They were 50-25, and they were 50 games above, or 25 games above. Now they're 55-27. So that means since last week, They have gone 5-2 in that week of playing every single game. That's how good this team is right now. I know they just lost 2-3 to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Again, what you were looking at in those starting pitching was you did not get your normal Clayton Kershaw against Zach Greinke. The Dodgers did what they normally do against Greinke in that first inning and got 3 runs off him right away. And then you had bad Kershaw, and right after that, he did settle down and went through the game, but still was not his best outing. That's for absolutely sure. Hopefully that's not something to go on that won't happen further on down the line, but hopefully it was just one of those things. And then you had, the Ross Stripling start yesterday, and then the Tony Gonsolin start today. So, losing a couple games here or there, I'm not gonna be upset about. But the biggest thing is 55 wins. Look at where we're at here. The Dodgers have 55 wins, and it's June 26th. We're not even at the All-Star break. We're halfway through the year, and it's at 55 wins right now. That's a crazy number. So to have that is just a really big deal, and very happy to see that the Dodgers are doing just that. They have 55 wins halfway through the year, and nobody else is anywhere near them. And there's nothing even close in the National League. They're running away with the National League. In the American League, you got a couple teams that are in the 50-51 range, but that's it. This team is that good, and they're playing that well that it's an amazing thing. Now, Russell Martin, we saw it today. He has pitched against the Arizona Diamondbacks twice this year now, and you know what he's done? 2 full perfect innings. Nothing. 6 up, 6 down. Russell Martin is a stud when it comes to relief pitching. I don't know. Maybe we take Russell Martin, we put him in the bullpen, you bring up Will Smith. I think we're good. You know what? You only need about 85 days in between starts for Russell Martin, because it was, I think the last one was in April. So it's been, a little while, a couple days in between for his last couple starts. He's really got to rest that arm. But for the most part, hey, it was a great outing from Russell Martin, and he did a great job. And that's kind of in a game when you're down 8-2. Caleb Ferguson didn't look very good coming off the pine after Tony Gonsolin was kind of up and down. Gonsolin did do basically what he needed to do. It was his first. He had his family there. He did get his first major league hit, so congratulations to you, Tony Gonsolin, getting your first major league hit. Always a big deal. Always nice to see that. But you know what? He went 5 innings. He went 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned, 6 runs. And he also had 3 Ks, which is not so bad. I get it. He had a bad couple innings, but he's going to go back down to AAA. He'll work out whatever kinks it is. This happened last year. Remember, you had Caleb Ferguson come up and he got shelled. Dennis Santana came up and he got shelled. And when they came out and pitched early on. So it happens. That doesn't mean he's going to be a bad pitcher moving forward, but he's still going to be, we hope that he will turn out to be a better player, and he probably will. He is the number 4 pitcher. He's the number 4 prospect, I believe, in all of the Dodgers minor league system. So, and that's a very highly rated minor league system. So for him to have that, that's a big deal for him. And Russell Martin, congratulations. And as CRX Kid 2003 pointed out, Russell Martin got his first strikeout. That's Christian Walker too, who tends to get big hits against the Dodgers. I'm not gonna lie, but Christian Walker got a strikeouts, and he hit 90 miles per hour all 3 times on that. All 3 times against Christian Walker, it was 90, 90, 90. 2 swing and misses on that too. So look, he was throwing a little bit of heat. He was throwing that Kershaw level heat, but still to hit that from a catcher who's like 39, 75. I don't know how old he is. He's in like 34, 35, 36, somewhere around there. But still, that's how it is. Tam Smith 1 on the Instagram, on the Periscope for ESPN Los Angeles says, "Don't talk about what you can't eat, only makes it harder." Yeah, it does. But I feel like I'm different in that sense, because I like talking about the things I can't eat, and then that tells me in my mind saying like, okay, don't eat them. Don't eat them. Because a lot of times I do. I go out and I eat them anyway. I'm like, forget it. Give me that candy bar. Go give me that Snickers bar. Go give me that big old donut that tastes so good. I mean, personally, I like the donuts that are the cinnamon rolls, and then they have the chocolate on top of the cinnamon roll, and then I put the chocolate chips on top of those. Oh, they're so good. I used to get it from this place. I probably shouldn't say where it is, but it's in Woodland Hills Donut Shop, right on Dumetz. Really, really good stuff. I used to go there every day when I was young. But anyway, that's enough about the food, because see, it's making me think about it. You're right, Tam. However, I'm gonna go back and I'm just gonna not eat donuts. I am Donovan73. Huge crowd. Thank you on Twitch. Huge crowd. Yes, it was. This is what's happening right. If you're saying a huge crowd on Twitch is not one of the bigger ones. There's usually more on the Instagram, and there's more on Periscope and on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can say whatever you like there, but that's it. And now, walk-off mania that we saw this over the weekend. That was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because this is the Blue Review, we do go back into time. This is the week in review in terms of the Dodgers, and once this is all over, we get into whatever you guys want to talk about, as always. But so last weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you had walk-offs against the Colorado Rockies, who were right behind you. They were I think at the time were 10 games back, maybe 11 games back, and by the time the series ended, they were 13 games back, because walk-off, which sounds great, all home runs, but when it's by a each time, that's the craziest thing about it. Matt Beattie had a game-winning home run. Then Alex Verdugo had a game-winning home run, and then Will Smith with his second game-winning home run. That's amazing that 3 rookies got walk-off home runs in 3 consecutive days. It had never happened twice, not twice before ever in the history of baseball, back-to-back, where a rookie had back-to-back home runs. This was 3 different rookies, 3 back-to-back days. That's crazy to me, and it's great. It really shows a testament to this Dodgers team all by itself, because think about it. That's 3 rookies that are coming through in big clutch moments at this time of year that some of these guys, Will Smith, you didn't really even expect to see this year. Matt Beattie, I guarantee you, none of you had ever heard of him coming up before the beginning of this year, when he started to hit basically right away. I'm not going to lie, I hadn't really heard of him. So great for him. Now, vote. We want to get, most likely, Cody Bellinger will make the starting rotation or the starting outfield for the All-Star game. But we want Jock Peterson to get there too. Somehow, some way, get him past Christian Yelich. So go out, vote over and over and over again, as much as you possibly can. There's 2 ways to do it, and I'm going to read this out to you. This is going to be full-on reading, because I'm a shill for the Dodgers and Cody Bellinger and Jock Peterson to make this starting outfield, which I don't think Jock makes it, but you know what, we can try. On the MLB platforms, including MLB.com, all 30 club websites, and the MLB At Bat and MLB Ballpark mobile apps, you can go there and vote there all for the next, well, it's 28 hours. It started at 9 a.m., so we're looking at close to 14 hours from now, something along those lines. And then go to Google. Just go into Google. You can most efficiently vote for any player on the ballot by entering a player's name. Type in Jock Peterson. Type in Cody Bellinger. It takes you directly to that player's section of the ballot. Fans can go directly to the Google ballot or enter searches such as MLB All-Star Ballot or MLB Vote or MLB All-Star Vote in the search bar. Fans can vote once on MLB platforms and can also submit up to 17 unique player votes. So go out, vote. That's what we want. Vote. The Democratic debate is on right now. It's not on in one of these. Oh, actually it is. It's right on in front of me. Is it behind me too? Oh yeah, look at that. It's behind me too. So look, see? There's the Democratic debate. But so yeah, go. It's voting time. So go vote. And that's the way to do it. Just type in Google Jock Peterson, type in Google Cody Bellinger, and it will be right there. It's a very quick thing to do. You can go on your phone, you can do it wherever you want. So that's the way to do that. That's enough shilling of the All-Star voting for me, so I'm done with that. And now I want to go into what you guys want to talk about, because that's what the Blue Review is all about. It's what you guys want to talk about, because you don't get to have your voice heard very often. I know other people will try and do this, other sites will try and do this, but this is the original. This is the first. This is where you can come every single Wednesday and talk about whatever you want. I don't care if you think it's silly and you don't want to talk to your friends about it. I will answer it, because that's the way to do it. Ahmad Makai, 60 wins at All-Star break would be great. Absolutely, Ahmad. It would be fantastic. 5 more wins by then. It's July 9th. We're coming up on another win. So basically, you're talking about going through this weekend. We got 4 games against Colorado, and then you come back against Arizona next week. So it can happen. I think, and I forget who they finish off the before the All-Star break with, but I know they do play Arizona after that. So you can get those wins, and you can get to 60. Very, very possible, and I kind of feel like it's going to happen. Yum chocolate, Tam Smith. Yeah, dude, love chocolate. Can't have it, but love it. Gus 0829. Amazing 3 rooks getting off. I know, wasn't it? Absolutely just insane. Vince Saiz. Hey, Greg, do you think Dodgers should go after Marquez from Pirates? Would you give away Keibert Ruiz? All right, so this is an interesting question, and when I think you mean Vasquez. I think you're talking about Felipe Vasquez, who is a very good relief pitcher, and he's a guy that could very well really, really help out in terms of the bullpen for this team. But the bullpen has been coming back to life, and they've been coming back to what you kind of expect them to. They will go out and get those guys, and Vasquez is under control for the next couple of years, I think till 2024, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2023. And if that's the case, yes, he's a guy that will stick around for a while if you do it. Now, Will Smith, we had on Mason and Ireland, Bill Plunkett came on and he compared Will Smith and Keibert Ruiz. Will Smith is the guy that has been coming up and been fantastic as offensively, which is not what you not really expected. He's been having great offensive numbers in AAA, and then he came up to the majors and he was having good offensive numbers there. He was supposed to be the lesser of the two between Keibert and Will Smith at who was the better offensive player. Now, Will Smith was supposed to be the better defensive player, a stud defensively, but not so much for Keibert Ruiz. So Keibert was supposed to be the better offensive player, but if Will Smith is hitting like he's hitting and hitting home runs and getting on base and showing off that gigantic arm of his, you can possibly move Keibert Ruiz. Now, if you have to, the Dodgers need to realize: is this a guy that you want to? That is Keibert a guy that you want to give up on already? He'll be ready possibly next year. I'm talking about next year being a Will Smith, Keibert Ruiz backstop. So then Austin Barnes would be kind of the one to be knocked out of that because Russell Martin's not coming back. Let's be honest. So Austin Barnes would kind of be knocked out of that, and he's playing a little second base, so the positionality to keep him around. But still, I trust Andrew Friedman on these. If he ends up giving up Keibert Ruiz, then yes, I think that they believe so much in Will Smith that's why they're getting rid of Keibert Ruiz, because of what you're seeing offensively, and his defense is supposed to be just out of control. We've seen his arm already. His arm is ridiculous. Has a really, really nice, strong arm that throwing out guys at second base, and that's a huge part of the game. It's about getting and staying in front of balls and making sure that they're not knocking way off like Yasmani Grandal did last year. Staying in front, being able to watch the curveballs from Rich Hill when he finally does come back. But those are those types of things. Julian 352210. How long Bellinger out for? Bellinger? I don't think Bellinger's out. He was out of the game. He sat out. He's been sitting out a couple of games here and there, but unless you're just messing with me, I did not see anything about Cody Bellinger being injured. I saw him hit a gigantic home run. So if that's what you're talking about. Now, see, this is what happens when you do these things live and people do things and tell you that Cody Bellinger is injured. That's not okay for me. Yeah, he's been playing with knee tendonitis. Oh, this is 25 minutes ago, so thank you for this. I mean, has been playing with knee tendonitis since May. If he's going to go sit, now is the time. Now is the time. If he needs to sit, he's saying no big deal. Early exit Wednesday was to get him off of his feet. So, and according to this is from Clint Evans of Dodger Nation, who does a great job, by the way. So, and I have no ill will towards them. So, yeah, it looks like it doesn't. Bill Plunkett says Dave Roberts said he took Cody Bellinger out early to get him off his feet. It was also an 8-2 game. Before 4 games in Colorado, Bellinger has had some tendonitis in his left knee since the Tampa series in May. Bellinger said it has cleared up. So it seems like he's okay. Hopefully everything is okay. I didn't, look, you know what? I've been very Laker heavy. I'm not going to lie about that either. Hey, should we vote? Yes, Gus, vote. I want to talk about Greg versus Clint. All right, so El Carriza one, who loves to talk to me and FRG, real FRG, who is Clint Pasillas on Twitter, is trying to make this fight between us happen. And look, we were doing our little back and forth arguing, and yeah, we can fight. we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Type Showtime Forum from David. Yes, Showtime Forum is doing very well, and go follow them. Any Laker news that you want, Showtime Forum has everything. Go to their Instagram, go to our Instagram, go to our Twitter. That's where you're going to get all the great site. Golden Knight GFX, what's up? There's other Dodgers talk sites. Not in my eyes. That's what I like to say. Not in my eyes either. Taylor Spencer, 4414. Should LA go for Shane Green from the Tigers? He's been a very good reliever. They can go after him. I'd have to look up his actual. Let's look it up real fast. You and all of us, let's do this together. I changed some things in the studio, and I feel really good about it. So I put instead of me having to turn my entire head, I put the computer screen right in front of me, so I'm still looking straight, and I can see. And I can still see all this stuff. So let's look at the Shane Green contract. It's important. We always have to pay attention to contracts when you're talking about the relievers, because the Dodgers are in a situation, and this is something that Buster Olney has said, and most guys, even Bill Plunkett, said these types of things because they're in a situation where they don't have to go out and just pay for a rental, give up a bunch of their prospects in order to get a rental. So if Shane Green he's arbitration eligible, he's going to be arbitration 3 next year, so he's just kind of on that outset. You're still under team control for another year, so that could be a guy you go after. That's one guy. Sure, you can't just think about, when you're thinking about relievers, go ahead and look at their contract, how long they're under control for, what their numbers have looked like, how they have pitched against the better teams out there as well, and not just how they're looking. Shane Green, by the way, is 30 years old, so he's on that ladder. He's already at that 30 age. So no. Big Games James, can't look anything up. Your face is covering my screen. Well, hopefully I'm going to look it up. So this is where we'll talk about it all together. We'll all look it up together. This is what we're here for. And then you know what? And if they don't, I'll be able to do it. And then when you're done, after this hour, stick around for the whole hour. And then afterwards, you can go up and look at all that stuff. As you're just sitting around at work, you're bored, and you want to know, I wonder what the Dodgers look like if they got Amir Garrett. What would Amir Garrett from Cincinnati look like in a Dodger uniform? Should we go after him? Let's look at his stats. And so you just go and you sit there, and then you go to Spotrac, and you look up the player, and you look up their Amir Garrett, 27 years old, only been up for a year, is under team control through 2023. Perfect guy. He's also a power lefty out of the pen, so that would be a great guy to bring in. Whether or not what you have to give up to get a guy like that is probably a good amount of stuff. So if you're going to do that, you have to be realize that he has to be a guy that's going to stick around for a while, and I think that's what he's going to be. All right, so over here on Facebook, Jermaine Armenta, what's up, Dodgers Nation? Which we can say it. Blue Review. Hope y'all are enjoying the cool breeze. All I want to say is that it sucks to lose a series against the Garden Snakes. I saw it coming though, due to the experiment they were doing with Jock being on first base. Pitching was off, and not much run support was given by the offense. We're not going to win every series, but we're still the best in the MLB. So far, you're pretty spot on here, Jermaine. Time to call off Colorado in their territory. We shall be at 60 wins before the All-Star break. I have total in agreement there. I think 60 wins is very much doable. You have 50 games. You have at least to get 5 wins. You have about 7 to 10 games. I don't know what's happening on the weekend series. I haven't looked that up off the top of my head. Urias got hit hard too on his first start. Yeah, if guys are going to get hit, especially when they're seen a bunch of times. I'm not worried about some of these things. They will go out and get relievers. Andrew Friedman was on Mason and Ireland today at 12:15, and he said the same exact thing. He said bullpen is going to be a big focus for them, as it should be. Laker Facts, just dropping by to say, what's up, Laker Facts? Listen to my dude Greg. He knows what he's talking about. Appreciate you, man. Is Will Smith going to stay up in the main roster? David, no, he's not. He's actually already down in AAA, and he has to stay there for at least 10 days before he can come back up, so it's going to be a while. Gus 0829, over under girls running to hug Cody. We got to stop that, man. Really, this is a thing that needs to end. It's too much, and I think it's going to get dangerous, and people are going to get hurt. Oh, sorry about that. People are going to get hurt. It's dangerous, and it shouldn't happen. Zed James, get out of here, man. Sign Kimbrel. He's about to be up with the Cubs. Get all out of here. The real doctor. Alexis S818. Did you see Bellinger has been injured for more than a month? Yeah, he says he's okay, which baseball players and just athletes in general are always going to say that they're okay and they're going to play through it and they're going to do all that. But he says, apparently what I just read, because it all just happened 20 minutes ago, is that he's been dealing with knee tendonitis since the Tampa Bay series, which Tampa Bay series was a very weird thing for Dodgers, right? So for the Dodgers, Kenley Jansen somehow fixed his swing because there was nothing to do in Tampa for him. So he sat there and watched his tape, and he fixed his mechanics apparently in Tampa Bay. And now in Tampa Bay, also we're hearing that Cody Bellinger also has got knee tendonitis in Tampa Bay, but he says it's gone and it's fine. So apparently Tampa Bay can be good and bad. I don't know. It's just a weird coincidence that too many things are happening in that same exact spot. Roro Cub B. All right, help me out here, and I want you guys to help me out here with this too. So Roro Cub B says Dodgers are so frustrating. What's there to be frustrated about? I mean, I understand the bullpen has its ups and downs. Every bullpen has their ups and downs. Guys don't hit with runners in scoring position every single time, and that's usually happens below. Most teams are below 300, and 260 is about normal. It's about average for a team with runners in scoring position. So for them, they're 55-27. Things are going to be an issue at times. You're not going to have a perfect game every single game when you're playing basically every single day. So yeah, I get it. I don't know what you're frustrated about. It's enough. This is a team that you can kind of relax on and not be so frustrated about, and just enjoy the ride for right now, because they're way better than everybody else. And think about it. So they have the season series against the Cubs, the Brewers. They swept both the Nationals, or not the Nationals. They swept both the Phillies and the Braves. So in the East, you've swept those two teams. You've already basically got the Central on lock. You're about to have the East on lock too. So there's nothing really to be too upset about. We should have resigned Machado from Roro Cub too. I mean, oof, geez, yeah, I don't know. Machado, that was not going to fit. I think when you look at what you're looking at with this team, Corey Seager before he got re-injured, which was just killer, but he'll be back in the middle of July, is from what we're understanding. If he's going to come in, if you're really about to be upset because Machado wasn't re-signed, I'm sorry. Did you want to pay him $300 million over 10 years to be in the same position as Corey Seager, who was absolutely destroying the ball before he got injured? Did you want to pay that much money to stop Justin Turner, who is still Justin Turner? His power numbers are down, but he's still, he's still a great player. So defensively, offensively, Manny Machado, and he's bad for the clubhouse himself. So that's a bigger thing as well, is that you have the clubhouse everybody loves each other. You see how much they're getting along. You see how much everybody loves each other, and really like being around. Machado was never the answer. It was never going to be the answer. And Corey Seager will be back, and I'm not. And that's about it. Real FRG, what's up, FRG? I'm afraid to know if you came in because of El Carriza or if you came in because you wanted to come here. Just joining in, are we complaining about Jock at first base yet? I know you are. You hate that experiment. And look, it's not my favorite experiment either. I don't think that he belongs. He kind of looks silly at first base, but he's made a couple on his ass plays, which were, okay, I guess. But all it's about is positionality for him. I try and, you know how I am already, FRG. I want to be positive about these things and understand why. So he can play, center field. He can play left field. Get him in the infield. His career will be lengthened if he can figure out how to play first base. And especially with this big of a lead, if you want to make these little adjustments and see if the guy can be a regular at first base, while David Freese is down, I know he should be coming back sooner or later rather than later. But when AJ Pollock comes back, and you got to keep your at-bats in with Alex Verdugo, but you still want to get those at-bats for Jock Peterson, you play him at first, you play Muncy at second, who has been a good second base, so you can't hate on that. It's all about, being able to move around and positionality, and late in games, being able to, I need to get AJ Pollock's on the bench, and you have some guys in the outfield and Muncy's at first, or David Freese, or whoever's at first, Matt Beatty's at first, and you want to sit him down. You can move Jock down, and you can put Pollock into the outfield. You can do a lot of different things, or vice versa. It doesn't matter what it is, but you can move guys around to everybody can basically be anywhere on the field, and that's kind of how I look at it, because I try and look on the positive side of that. Grub and Gunner, Machado money and Albatross, yeah, no, thank you on Machado. We got to pay Seager, Belly, and Buehler, absolutely. Hey, Gus 082 8829. Guy, hey, I'm a straight guy and I feel like running to hug him. He's a stud. He is a stud. Go ahead. Just don't run on the field. Wait till he's off the field and then go do it. Caustic 187. Jock needs to learn to hit a freaking lefty. No, he doesn't need to learn to hit a freaking lefty. They have made that pretty much clear at this point that he does not need to hit a lefty. You will only play him against righties. He's going to hit. He's got 20 bombs all against righties. So why? I mean, I don't need him in every single day. You can play other guys in the outfield. You can play other. That's, again, going back, you have such a deep team, a deep bench. All of these guys that are hitting well can go sit and be in the outfield. It doesn't matter how they're really hitting right now either. It's about hitting all the way through and hitting when it matters, because this is when it's going to matter. They're going to do all their little, everything they're going to try and figure out right now. All the experiments, this is the time for that to happen. So you can see, you're going to see more Kyle Garlick out in the outfield. You're going to see, Matt Beatty at first base a little bit more, because they have the chance to do that and they have such a huge lead and they're getting hits. So, great. I'm not here to be the, hey, everything's fantastic guy, but I kind of is. I don't know how else to really say it. Ray Barsamian, hey, Greg, just checking. Tough loss for the Dodgers. We definitely miss Seager in our lineup. Any updates on Corey? Corey, the last I heard, he is going to be going through during the All-Star break. He will be going through a minor league rehab assignments. So will A.J. Pollock. A.J. Pollock is apparently looking at a mid-July return, talking about July 12th-ish, somewhere around there. The All-Star game's on the 9th. He should be back they're saying around the 12th. Things can change, but that's about what we're looking at here. Pontificating PhD. Mad Bum on the Dodgers would be a bigger dumpster fire than when we traded for Victorino. Oh, yeah, no. If you want the clubhouse to just burn every single night, that's when you put him in, because it's not going to happen. I get that but the starting rotation's not the issue anyway. I know Rich Hill we may never see Rich Hill again, or we may see him in the end of August, as long as he's healthy when it gets to the postseason. But Rich Hill is your number 4 starter and there anyway. Ryu, Kershaw, Buehler, those are your top 3, and those are the guys that you need in the postseason the most. So everybody else is just going to be getting spot starts and pushing guys around and making sure that they get there. You're going to get a spot start from Ross Stripling like you did yesterday, and Tony Gonsolin today. Dustin May just got moved up to AAA today. Maybe he comes up at some point and does those types of things. Don't know. BHack24, what's up? Brian Hack. That's my buddy from way, way back in the day. We used to go to, I was talking about my donut shop. Right next door to that donut shop that I used to go to was a place called Krika's, and it was the best, my favorite sub sandwiches in all of LA. I don't care what anybody, you can give me all your different sub sandwiches. The Krika sandwiches at that time in high school, me and Brian Hack every single Friday would get in the car and we would drive down to Krika's and we would go get this sub sandwich. And when we got this sub sandwich, it was not just it was from this place where you walk in and it was I'm not kidding you, it was like the guy from Seinfeld, the No Soup for You guy. This guy was straight mafia, and if you didn't know what you wanted right when you got there, he would have kicked you out. He would say, you have to go up there, I want a number 6, no tomatoes, thank you, and then pay and move on, and then they give you the food. It was fantastic. Best sub sandwich. It's changed, I don't know if it's changed ownership or what now, but that was, oh man, maybe a little bit too much bread, but it was still so good, and it's just nostalgic. So no matter what, my favorite place all over the place. All right, that's enough. What's up? What's up, Brian? Appreciate you being on there, by the way. Let's see. Frank Talk LA. Greg, where would the Dodger championship parade take place, hypothetically? I mean, you'd have to think that it would go from either Dodger Stadium going down Vin Scully, get it all the way down over to Figueroa, come around here. It's going to go all around Dodger Stadium, and it's going to come up, and it will go up into Dodger Stadium, right into there. That's what I would think, because that's where I would love to be front and center at that, but being part of ESPN and not being the Dodger station makes it so much more difficult. But I would love to be just front and center on that. That would be so great. That's all I want. I just want a Dodger World Series. Can we just see? You're making me all upset now. Why we gotta do that? Frank, You made me want to miss 1988. It's been too long. I need one. Taylor Spencer, 44-14. Should they start Ryu, then Kershaw in the postseason? It really just depends, man. I can't give you that right now. We're in June still, so we don't know. Right now, Hyun-Jin Ryu is the best pitcher in baseball, and he's been the best pitcher in baseball for the last 2 years. So most likely he'll still be that strong going into the postseason, and he's always better at home. But apparently, let's wait until we get a little bit further down the line. If the playoffs started today, yes, I would absolutely go Ryu. And you know what I would actually do? I'd probably go Ryu, Buehler, Kershaw at this point. Buehler looked so good. 16 Ks in a complete game. Absolutely. I know he gave up the 2 home runs, but 16 Ks with no walks in a complete game? That doesn't happen. Real FRG, he looks like he's catching with the wrong hand. He does. I know. I get it. Like, he's a lefty, and he just looks all odd standing at first base because he has to use it. A lefty at first base is just odd anyway. So, like, when you're thinking about it, you can't stretch as far. You have to change your body angle. So it does look like he is. Yeah. Jock, yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. You don't have to repeat yourself. Who's on first? El Corazon. Let's see. Still authentic. Yup, exactly. About something. Facts. LOL. Still authentic. So we're saying something that's a fact. Frank Tucker, this is a sandwich pod now. Do hot dogs count? No. We're not doing this, but no. A hot dog is a hot dog. It's not a sandwich. I understand that it's one piece of bread folded. It is not 2 slices of bread put together, and even if you break it down the middle, it is still not a sandwich. That is a hot dog in the middle. It is a hot dog. No. People bring up food, David. You're the biggest troll in the world. Get out of here, man. And actually stay. We like having you around. Vanderbilt won. El Corazon won. So does that mean that let me tell you something. This is how I feel about the College World Series. The only reason I know Vanderbilt and Michigan were playing was because on the show they talked about Vanderbilt and Michigan playing, and that they had that they're in that situation. Now, I don't know if that was the first game of the series. I don't know if it was the second. I don't know if it was the third. I know it's the best 2 of 3. So, El Corazon, is Vanderbilt winning? Is that the first time or the second time? Arlene DJ, what's up, Arlene? Please eat a donut. You don't need to lose weight. Oh, man, no, I do. And look, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Is that the way that you say these things when it comes to yourself? I don't know, but I am 200 pounds. I'm 197 pounds. I've never been this close to it in my entire life. So while I don't think I'm like gigantic by any means, but I'm way too heavy for what I should be. I'm 5'10". I'm supposed to be 175, not 197. So, yeah, losing a little bit of weight, it's totally fine. Darvish was throwing BP in Game 7. Let's not talk about Darvish. I'm not going there. That's 2 years ago now. We're not going that far back. Clint thinks it's a sandwich. Well, if you want to fight, El Corazon, if you want that fight, I will have that fight with FRG the next time he's in here. It is not a sandwich. It is no way near a sandwich, and we're not going to get into this. I'm talking about a hot dog, by the way. Taylor Spencer, should they have CT3 leading off again since he is doing so well? Look, I think they're going to continue to use the guys in matchups. No matter what we think, with this Dodgers team, let's take traditional baseball and the traditional baseball rules and change them all. And because I'm falling for it. I'm falling for it right now. I know I am. All right, David, if I'm not 5'10", how tall am I? You tell me. And then let's go get a measuring stick, and you can tell me a measuring stick. Do they still have those? You can measure me. I guarantee you I'm 5'10". Unless I'm 35. I may have started shrinking a little bit. Let's see. So let's start going back to what I was talking about. So I apologize for that, Taylor. I'm going to answer your question correctly now. Going back into this team, don't think of it in your normal way of thinking, the traditional baseball rules, traditional leadoff hitter, traditional guy at third base, having a set lineup every single day, and this guy belongs in this spot, and this guy belongs in this spot. No matter what the rules of a lineup are, that's not how it works. You're going to go up, you're going to put guys in certain positions to get the most at-bats against the certain players. So Kike Hernandez, yesterday in the 3-2 win for the Dodgers over the Arizona Diamondbacks, Kike Hernandez led off against Robbie Ray. Now, Kike has a below 300 on base percentage. He has a below 220 batting average. He is not hitting the ball well at all. He is in the leadoff spot just a couple days earlier. He went 0 for 5, I believe. So there was a lot of things that Kike has been really bad. However, he had 3 earlier home runs against Robbie Ray before that game. They put him in the leadoff spot to get him as many at-bats against Robbie Ray for that exact reason. And how did they repay him? He hit a home run in the first at-bat, third pitch of the game. So that's why. So don't think so much about moving guys into that leadoff spot. They're going to put the guys in that they think are going to be the best to succeed in those spots because they want that guy to get the most at-bats against a certain pitcher. It's crazy to think it that way because baseball rules tell us, no. We need speed and on base in that first spot. It's not so much that way anymore. You change things a lot. Look, Anthony Rizzo has led off before. Bryce Harper has led off before. Big guys that hit home runs have lead off now. The rules to baseball have changed because of analytics. Whether you like it or not, this is how the Dodgers are built. They're built around analytics. They're built around the way that Andrew Friedman wants them to be built. And they're built that way, and it's working. You've gone to the World Series 2 years in a row. You have 55 wins this year. You're the best team in all of baseball. You have the best starting rotation and really the best lineup in all of baseball with great positionality where somebody else can come in and sit in those positions and do just as well any way you want. So the analytics, that's what we're going to live with, and that's how they're going to get it done. And they're working. So as much as we would love to see different things and see different guys be sent down, Austin Barnes goes here, Kike goes back to the bench, CT3 is playing second base, whatever it is that you want to see most likely, they're going to do what they want to do. And then what they think is the best, and to put every guy in their best position to succeed. And Andrew Friedman said it on Mason Ireland today. They have a hitting plan, a hitting strategist, a hitting coach for every single guy. So Robert Von Skoyak, and I believe, I don't remember the other guys, and if FRG, if you're still in here, Ben Garrett, I don't remember what the guy's name is, but there's another guy that's that's a part of that hitting crew that makes plans just for each player. They have their own hitting plans, and that's why they're playing so well, because they know what's coming against every single pitcher. And it's not revolutionary, or maybe it is, but either way, it's working, and that's all that matters. So we can't think about it that way. My boy Play, Blue Review live from Louis Bar Friday, from Bar Louis. It's Bar Louis. And no, on Friday, I'm just going to do the show, and then I'm going to be getting out of here. They're the champions, my friend. They'll keep fighting till the end. Let's see, 5'9.5". Oh, jeez. I knew I was going to walk right into it, David. I knew I was going to walk right into it. I'm not 5'10". I'm 5'9.5". Fine. You want to take that half away from me? I usually say I'm 5'11", so whatever you want to say, that's fine. Golden Knight, the only sandwich we need is LeBron, D'Lo, and AD. You're going to make me go there, too. I'm not going into the Lakers stuff right now. D'Angelo Russell fits well. I don't know if he's worth the money. And we can get into that whole other thing. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to get into that argument. I can't do it right now. @BergmanGreg. @BergmanGreg on Instagram as well. And go to my YouTube page and just hit that subscribe button, please. I just need a few more people. Ricky. Roberts got to get you out of slump. Pitching. Roberts get you out of a slump. Pitching or hitting. I'm not sure what that's meaning. So Roberts is going to get us out of there. Clint first. El Carrizo wants there to be a death match between me and Clint so badly. It's not going to happen. Garlick and Beatty are older, 26 and 27, so you got to showcase them more. Yeah, but those are guys that can easily just be moved or go back down. But 26 or 27 is not old in terms of baseball years. I mean, just because you don't get to be 26 and 27 is still really, really young. Not everybody comes up at 21, 22 years old. Some guys do. The really, really good ones do. Some guys take longer to come up. There's guys that don't come up until they're 30. And when they come up, that's when they start hitting or pitching very, very well. So those are all. Is true Will Smith is one on the trade talks? El Grandes Ligas 1. Okay. This is a very good question. And a bunch of people, you guys are talking about Will Smith, the Giants Will Smith. Is it true Will Smith on the trade talks? Yes, Will Smith is true. They are absolutely, apparently, John Morosi, who you trust because he's an insider, and, we believe insiders wholeheartedly. But he's saying that the Dodgers are talking to the Giants about Will Smith. Farhan Zaidi has come out and said he will trade with the Dodgers. Now, it's a little bit more difficult than just Will Smith being on the trade talks. There's more to it. When you go out and get Will Smith, this is a full-on rental for the Dodgers. If the Dodgers trade with the Giants, they're having to trade away good prospects, probably 2, 3, 4 prospects, maybe some of them lower level, one big time guy, and and 2, 3 other smaller level players. Maybe that's enough. Maybe it's not. Maybe they need somebody that's in the major league system already. Maybe it's like a Beatty or it's a Garlick or those types of guys that have experience in the major leagues. Whatever it is, you are going to be giving up pieces of your minor league system that is so good for a rental. Now, do you want it's World Series or bust? You need that World Series, but are you willing to give up everything, give up a good portion of your minor league system to the Giants, who are in your division, who are your rivals, and those guys will, if they're good enough, they will find their way to the major league with the Giants and then hurt you later on multiple times, 19 times a year, possibly, for Will Smith. A rental. I don't know. Is it worth it? That's something that they have to understand. Is it worth it to give up pieces to the hated Giants that could come back and bite you multiple times a year for years on end for a 1-year rental? It's tough. It's not an easy decision to make, and that's what Andrew Friedman and Farhan Zaidi, against each other now, are gonna have to work out amongst themselves. And that's what Zaidi was talking about. He's like, look, I'm happy to trade with the Dodgers, because why not? I'm going to hurt them by giving them my piece for a year, and they're going to give me a bunch of their guys who, remember, Farhan Zaidi knows this farm system inside and out. He knows the hidden gems. He knows the guys that are going to come up that are going to be a little bit better. Maybe Andrew Friedman doesn't realize how good they are, but he does. I don't know. It's tough. And here, I retweet like crazy. It's worth it, they're saying. Look, I get it. I want this World Series just as much as you. This team is going to be very, very good for years upon years. They're all young, talking in their below 30 for most of the biggest players on this team. And that's including, I understand that Justin Turner's older and is 33, some 34, somewhere around there. But still, he's still a big part of it. And they have other guys that can step right into that position. So, again, it's all going to be, are you willing to give that up? Maybe, maybe not. Where's Andrew Tolles? David, that's a big one. Ref RG talked about it last week. I didn't actually realize this, but he's done. He is on he's on family leave. He's gone. He's not even in the system anymore. You don't see him anymore at all. He's not a He's basically just don't even expect him to be a Dodger anymore. I like that the Dodgers have such a huge utility team, but last year it did kind of hurt us at times. Still authentic. Yes and no. I agree, still authentic, that it did hurt us. They weren't as high on Max Muncy as they are this year. They weren't as high on Cody Bellinger even as they are this year. Think about it this way. In the first 2 games of the World Series, neither Max Muncy or Cody Bellinger started. Neither one of them. Neither. Whichever one it was, they didn't start in the World Series. So that goes to your point. So I don't technically disagree with that, but it is a different way to look at it, that it's going to be a little bit different this year, where they're going to play the guys that are the right guys at all times. Aside from bullpen, any moves made for bench bats at the deadline? Michael 21. They could. It really depends. I don't know who you would go after. If the positions that you really need to look at are second base and catcher. Those are the 2 biggest positions. And defensively, Kike is playing very well defensively. Max Muncy is actually playing very well defensively at second base, so you can move him there. Austin Barnes made some good defensive plays at second base. So they have guys that can play that 2B spot, and they also have guys. If you have the catcher, you have Austin Barnes, Russell Martin, and Will Smith can easily come back up at any point. So that's another one for them to do. It just means that they have, I don't know if the bench bat is going to be what they need. I think they're happy with the team they have, but If there's somebody out there that they feel will help the team, I guarantee you Andrew Friedman will go them. I can't give you a name of who that's going to be because it's going to be someone you're not expecting. They're not going to go out and get Scooter Gennett, who I believe is still injured. They're not going to go back and they're not. It's just you're not going to go get a big time bat because there's just not a lot of space for them. I don't think there's anybody out on the open market offensively that is going to make a gigantic difference for this team. So I don't think you see it too much. Ouch, Adam. It says, Adam Arceo 21. Could the Dodgers be the next Buffalo Bills of the 90s? I really hope not. I mean, it's always possible. Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and lost all 4 of them. No, that would be a disaster, and I don't know if I can handle that. I honestly don't. I need a championship. It's enough. It's enough. We sit here and talk every single Wednesday. I talk about it every day on Mason Island. I talk about it on the weekends with friends. I talk about it all the time about the Dodgers. I need it. I can't go 4 straight years. I can't even go 3 straight years. It'd be terrible. Let's see. Ricky, are we getting Bumgarner? I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, but you don't need anybody in the starting rotation. Why? I think you're happy with Hyun-Jin Ryu, who's the best pitcher in baseball. Walker Buehler just had 16 strikeouts in a complete game with no walks. I know he did. Yes, he gave up 2 home runs, but he still was fantastic. Clayton Kershaw is still Clayton Kershaw and has been really, really good this year, despite the game the other night against Zach Greinke. And he, again, and you can let him sit for a little bit. Kenta Maeda has been really good outside of the first inning because that's just kind of his MO. And you're going to get Rich Hill back, hopefully, end of August, beginning of September, and have him ready, who's been the best starting pitcher in the playoffs for the Dodgers was Rich Hill and has been Rich Hill. So that'd be a great guy to be. I don't think you need another arm. And if they do, I just can't see it being Bumgarner. I think the name Bumgarner is what people want to see the most. Although he did hit 10 strikeouts for the first time in quite some time. Justin Stover, you could still bump Maeda to the bullpen full time if we did bring in another starter. Well, okay, as of right now though, he's the 4th starter, 5th starter. I mean, yes, he will when it gets to the postseason. Maeda is going to be in the bullpen. Julio Urias is going to be in the bullpen. Ross Stripling is going to be in the bullpen. So in the postseason, you get 3, maybe 4 pitchers that you really use. It's usually 3. It's a rotation of 3, and for the most part, it's going to be, it's going to be Ryu, Buehler, and Kershaw. Those are your 1, 2, 3 in whatever order that they turned out having to be. Zed James, I love that you say just kidding. He's doing well. He's doing meh in Atlanta already. Yeah, he's in Atlanta, and no, you don't need any more starters. I'm not on the starter train. We need Will Smith more than Bumgarner. Agree with that. I retweet like crazy. Absolutely crazy, right? Thanks for answering. Of course, still authentic. Whit Merrifield. Yeah, Jan, stay off. Whit Merrifield would be great, but he's actually a good second baseman for the Kansas City Royals. So you're going to have to give up a lot for that. And is that somebody that you want that you have to give up a ton for, who's not been in this locker room and this clubhouse over and over and over? I'm not sure if that's the right guy. He's a great name and he's a great player. He would fit in really well, but I just don't. I think starting your position players, and all the position players are pretty much set as they're going to be. Why not cast one? I remember at the beginning of the season, people were saying they were going to get Nick Castellanos. It's all those things are still possible. Where is Nick now, by the way? Is he still in Detroit? If he is still in Detroit, that might be a good place. I mean, look, again, you're talking about offensive players. So let's see. Hey Greg, Anoche year. Charles, no, not next year. It's this year. I know a little bit of Spanish. I made it all the way up to Spanish 4, and I quit in the middle of Spanish 4 because I didn't want to take any more. But, Anoche, I get it. I know that one. I know a few of them. Let the kids play. Yeah, well, absolutely, Grub and Gunner. I think we've figured that out. I retweet like crazy. Do you see Joe Kelly being on the postseason roster? Now, okay, Joe Kelly. We've talked about Joe Kelly a bunch. He was actually good yesterday. He got it. He made it clean inning with a strikeout in a game that was close. It wasn't out of reach. After it was in the 4th inning against the Diamondbacks. I forget if it was 2-1 or 3-2 at that point, or whatever the score was. It was very, very close, or 3-1. It was somewhere around there. And if that he kept them in the game. He didn't blow up. And he's also did it in a tie game not too long ago. So hopefully he's figuring it out. I'm still not sold on Joe Kelly yet, but we love to say it every time. The guys in the bullpen at the end of the year, it's whoever is pitching the best and whoever fits with this team, the guys that fit the narrative, so to speak, for the Dodgers are the guys that play well against Atlanta or have good numbers against Philadelphia or have good numbers against Chicago or Milwaukee or whatever it is. It's always going to be the guy. They're going to put them in the best position to succeed. El Carrizo 1, Merrifield would cost Lux, and then we'd almost have to rely on Downs for the future. Right, and Gavin Lux just got pushed up to AAA today, so he's kind of right on the cusp of making it into this situation. Matthew Shank, is the rest of the season just a test for the postseason? Yeah, pretty much, Matthew. I'm 100% with you on that one. Let's see. Jermaine Armenta, how can I require tickets to the 2020 MLB All-Star Game? You better start figuring that out now. Those things are, if they're not already gone, they're going to be gone quick. I don't know the answer to that, but just go type in MLB 2020 MLB All-Star Game into Google and tickets and see if you can get something, because that's going to go like that. Can't wait. Dodger Stadium. Woo! I wonder if they're going to let us in there. We work at ESPN. ESPN's not allowed at the All-Star. We're not allowed at Dodger Stadium. However, it's an MLB event and not a Dodger event. So maybe? I don't know. That would be great. If we could be at Dodger Stadium, that would be just so killer next year. Love that. Dodger Rebel, Lux should be untouchable. Agree. He should be, and he probably is. He's moving up to AAA. We'll see how he does in AAA. He just got there. So hopefully that promotion will help him out big time. Justin P. Stover, have you looked at Felipe Vasquez? He'd be well worth a few farm guys. Yes, he would be. And he'd be a great reliever out of the pen, and he's under team control till 2023, I believe. I looked it up earlier and I don't remember the exact numbers, but that would be another great. We talked about him early in the show. Yeah, he'd be fantastic. Bullpen, just think bullpen pieces, and whoever you think of, just think about what they're going to have to give up, what their control is going to be. Are they going to be here for the long haul? Are they going to be growing with the team, or are they just here for a rental? If it's a rental, probably not so much. Will Smith may be the only guy that is a rental, so we'll see. NG Leave 10. You should just walk in like the fans think they can do nowadays. Yeah, it's pretty much what's happening nowadays. People just running onto the field. You know what, with the field though, like the guys running onto the field, I think, which needs to happen, by the way. I don't care. I'm sorry if your view gets a little bit screwed up. Netting down the line all the way to the foul pole to foul pole, netting all the way. It just has to happen. I don't want to see 2-year-olds getting hit. I don't care who you are. If you are you're paying attention to your baby nonstop. A ball's coming 99 miles per hour at her head or his head or whatever it is. It's tough to stop. So don't think that you can just stop it because ooh. No, put it. I'm so great. I have a glove. Even if you have a glove and it hits it and you push your hand back and it hits the nah. I'm sorry. Absolutely not. Netting from all the way down to the foul poles. All of them. All the way down. Doesn't matter. I don't want any more people getting hit like that anymore. It's just crazy. Like, just stop it. Who cares about your view slightly being skewed? I sat behind netting just a couple of weeks ago. Rich Hill was on the mound. Didn't do a damn thing. It was fine. Could look right through. Wasn't a big deal at all. All right, so that's enough of that. Preach. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's enough. I just can't, think about it. For all these people that are saying that you shouldn't do this because you're better than that, or you can't see. The only thing I think about is my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter. If I'm sitting next to my 7-year-old daughter and I look away for a second, and a ball comes screaming past my head and it hits her, I will lose my mind. You can't talk to me. I won't be able to be talked to. It would be the worst moment of my entire freaking life. So no, get it out of here. Do not. I don't want to see anything that has to do. Just go the netting all the way down. And you know what that'll do? That'll stop people from running onto the field. And the only way they can get on is through the outfield. They're going to have to jump over the outfield fence and the whole deal, which is possible, but it just doesn't happen really as much. So that'll do a lot of it, okay? So please, stop that. It's nonsense. Appreciate it. That was enough. I will step off of my soapbox and go to a couple more questions because I just have a few of these. Louis Terry, he has his own, he gave himself a hashtag. Louis Terry gave himself a hashtag. It's a hashtag Louis take. Don't forget a veteran bat off the bench like Freese Utley. You got the veteran bats off the bench like Freese and those types of guys. I retweet like crazy. Who do you think will come out of the AL to face the Dodgers in the World Series? At the moment, it's stuck. I feel like Houston could very easily come out. I just think they can't stay healthy too much, and that's going to be an issue for them. And they also have the Roberto Osuna, black cloud above them, so hopefully it's not them. But I think it's going to either be them or it's going to be the Yankees. Both those teams are just playing out of their minds. And really, don't step away from the Red Sox. The Red Sox are going to start coming back. They're going to be really good. They're going to make it back into the postseason. I pretty much guarantee it. Let's see. So it's all about getting hot at the right time, and they very well could be that team. Michael 21, odds we pull off of Felipe Vasquez trade. I think that's a very good possibility. I mean, it's really 50-50 right now. I can't give you that. I'm not in the mind of Andrew Friedman, but that is absolutely somebody that he's going to be going after. It's a good arm out of the pen, and it's going to be someone that they're willing to give up a few guys because he is under team control. El Cariza Bourbon bragging about the front row seats to us poors. By the way, El Cariza, I did not buy those tickets. Someone called me and said, hey, want to come to the game? I said, yeah, I'd love to go. And those were the seats. Had no idea. Let's see. El Cariza, love you too, bro. Let's see. Bruh, I don't say that. But bro. Yeah, we can go with bro. Taylor Spencer, 44-14, not giving the Twins any chance. No, I think the Twins are a team that are just an early season team. I don't think they're going to hold all the way through into the playoffs. And if they do get to the playoffs, which they very well probably will make it to the playoffs, I just think they're going to go out early, first round exit. I just can't see them making into the World Series. Just don't see it. All right, I got 1 minute left. So I'm going to try and do this really, really quick. One question alone. I retweet like crazy. Cody Bellinger hitting bombs in Yankee Stadium. Yes. Oh, God, I would love that, too. Jermaine Armenta, Dodgers Twins World Series. We're on a little bit of different thought there. And that looks like it's just going to be about it. All right, I got 45 seconds. So for the last 45 seconds, I just want to say go to Bleed Los. Bleed Los. I'm going to just stand, all right? Bleed Los got this shirt. It's the Rojo Chingon. This shirt has been through the washing machine multiple times, 3, 4, 5 times already since I got it, and it is still in perfect position. It's perfect still. Nothing's falling off. It still fits perfectly. There's no issue with it. This is a large, and it fits just really nicely. I wear it all the time, inside, outside, on the weekends, at work. It doesn't matter. I love it. Especially I work in radio, so I can wear a t-shirt. But anyway, go to Bleed Los. Thank you to them, and thank you guys for being here on the Blue Review. I will be back next Wednesday, maybe with a guest, maybe not. But I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much, and I'm out of here. I'm going home. See ya.